Today I'm going to be showing you guys how Google determines whether or not your business actually shows up in the Google AI overviews. Now, everything that I am going to show will also apply to ChatGPT and Claude and, for example, other LLMs, but this is primarily going after the AI overviews. That being said, if you're doing everything right on the Google AI overviews, you're also going to indirectly rank on ChatGPT and Claude and all the other LLMs. And also, if you guys do enjoy this video, please remember to leave a like. I'm doing daily SEO videos, so remember to hit subscribe as well. So for us to understand how Google determines AI overviews, we need to first of all understand three of Google's algorithms. And the reason for that is it just makes everything a lot easier to understand the further we go in this video. So the first one is obviously RankBrain. Now, RankBrain is for a lot of new queries. It understands user intent. It then also creates word vectors for each search, and then it also does a semantic search across all of the pages that are on Google, and it tries to find the most relevant one. Obviously, I've kind of mentioned this one. It does it for a lot of new queries, but then Google understands whether or not the set of results that is shown the user based off of user engagement. So it takes a look at click-through rate, dwell time, etc. Now, to make it really, really easy, I'm going to give you guys an example. So if someone was to search, why does my site not show on Google? Google knows they don't want a random article about Google. They want help fixing their visibility. So RankBrain then studies past searches and how users interacted with results. So if people clicked on websites in the top 10 results, if they stayed on those websites, or if they bounced. And then over time, it learns which results satisfied people and which ones didn't. And then that's how you basically get the top 10 results that we always see. It basically comes down to a lot of user engagement. The next algorithm that we also need to understand is Google BERT. Now, Google BERT stands for Bidirectional Encoder Representations from Transformers. Now, I know that sounds like an absolute mouthful, but I'm going to make that very, very easy to understand. So, before BERT was actually introduced, Google could only read text one way, which was left to right. So, it could miss meanings for small words like to, for, without, or not as well, so which would completely change the intent. So for example, before BERT, if someone was to search, can you get medicine for someone at a pharmacy? Google might show how to get medicine at a pharmacy. Now, the true intent behind that is obviously you want people, or true intent behind that would be Google understands you meaning picking up medicine for another person. And that's basically what BERT does. It makes Google understand the direction of results. So basically, Google BERT helps Google understand the context and intent behind natural language, especially long conversational searches. And now we're going to be looking at Google MUM, which is the brand new key phrase that everyone's basically talking about. Now, what MUM stands for is it stands for Multitask Unified Model. Now, this model is probably one of the most used ones when it comes to Google AI overviews because it helps Google's advanced AI system that it understand information like a human researcher would, which is really important to understand when we're trying to rank in AI overviews. Before MUM, Google mostly understood text, but with the introduction of MUM, it also understands what's in images. It understands videos, like I am currently doing a transcript, and MUM would basically be able to pick that up. It also understands audio as well, so if you're ever doing podcasts. And it also, and this is the most important one, it understands personal context as well. And all of these actual different attributes, it then gets put into a unified model, and then that's the actual result there. A little bit of a shout out to Link Doctor. They've done a good job of breaking that down. Now, a few other things as well is MUM is actually trained across 75 different languages. So it doesn't just look at English, it also does look at non-native languages as well. Now, if we were to, I'm also going to give you an example. So if I was to search, I've climbed Mount Adams, can I climb Mount Fuji next? Mum is smart enough to understand you're comparing two mountains and looking for advice, not definitions. Now, what's really important when it comes to Mum, and this is for like the AI overviews, is what I said before, and that is it does research like a human researcher would. So the thing that I'm trying to hint at here is Google Mum understands consensus. Now, the reason why consensus is really important, I'm actually referring to a very old article on Search Engine Land here, because they've actually got a really good diagram that I want to show you guys, right? So as you can see, they've done a search here for how long does it take for light from the sun to reach Earth? And basically in the AI overview, or in the auto suggest here, in the featured snippet, should I say, it says 8.5 minutes. And all of these other ones also say the exact same thing. Now, remember how I was saying what Mum does is it's basically a AI researcher, like a human researcher, but in AI mode. That's exactly what we need to be doing for our businesses. So if we take a look here, for example, we've searched best SEO speaker, and a few of the actual results here is obviously Craig Campbell's been mentioned. Now, if we take a look at the set of results in LinkedIn, for example, you will see that Craig is mentioned in a lot of different places. So he's actually mentioned in the LinkedIn article here. He's also mentioned in the FatRank article here. So again, if I was to search Craig Campbell is number 3. Then he's also got an Yahoo Finance saying that he's won an award. And then he's also got another article here to do with best SEO speakers. And again, it's more like a listicle, but again, he's mentioned in that article. And again, this is another article that's maybe position number 5 or 6 that also mentions how Craig is the best speaker. And then when Google Mum actually goes and does its research, it obviously sees that Craig is mentioned by far the most out of all of these speakers in the top 10 results, and it sticks Craig right at the top. Now, this can also work not in your favor as well. Like, for example, I've just searched let property reviews, and these guys, although they've got a lot of positive stuff being said, there is a lot of people complaining on Reddit and on Facebook and stuff like that, and it obviously has come back with let property have a divided public opinion, with some customers praising the company's communication and ease of service, and on all agents in Reddit allege fraudulent practices, right? And if we were to take a look at the top 10 results, you can actually see that they've got a lot of reviews on Trustpilot, but they do also have some 1-star reviews on all agents, and also some people complaining about the brand on Reddit as well. So let me walk you through a few different places that's really important to get your company listed, because so many people, they just think, okay, I'm going to get my company listed on a couple different directory sites. If you can get your company listed on Trustpilot, that helps massively, because this is a very trusted place where Google actually takes a look at to determine if your company is a scam or if it's not. So if you can, get a Trustpilot set up, and obviously try and get a load of positive reviews on there as well. Other places like Yelp, for example, can definitely help. Again, Yelp and also Yellow Pages, it is a ground where Google scrapes a lot of data from there. And if you're just not listed on there, if you don't have like a business overview or a business bio on there, if you've not got any reviews, then again, you are leaving yourself with a massive hole, and Google just won't understand who you are. And then also same goes with Yelp as well. So if again, try and get listed on here, try and get some images of your actual establishment, of your company on here. Try and also get some reviews as well. Another thing that we can also understand from here is Google obviously does look at Facebook. It's also indexed quite a lot of different Facebook pages to do with this brand. So I'm not saying go and do Facebook posts on other people's brands and stuff, but if you can set up a Facebook page for your company and again fill in like the business bio, upload some pictures, just be active on there, can definitely go a long way. Another place that you can actually get listed on is Bing Places, or Bing Places for Business. Again, a lot of companies are not listed on Bing at all, which is surprising, because if we were to take a look at the bigger picture and not just look at Google AI overviews, ChatGPT obviously uses Bing, and if you're not on there, Bing or ChatGPT won't know who you are, what you do. I've just searched, for example, Accountants Manchester, and as you can see, to be honest, there's not actually that much competition as there is on Google Maps, so it could also double up as a good source for new inquiries as well. Like these guys, they don't even have any reviews on here, it looks like. So again, if you can get your business set up here, your opening times, your telephone number, your actual website URL and stuff like that, that can also help. The next place that I would be looking at is finding niche directories. So what I mean by niche directories is trying to find either location-based directories. So for example, if you're in Orlando, you could do Orlando Business Directory. And if we search that, and you can obviously get listed on a load of these Orlando-based ones. There's tons of these business directories. Like even if I was to search like London Business Directory, there will be loads here. So directory.London Business News, this would be one that I would be getting listed on if I'm in London. And then obviously just fill in your actual bio, because again, what I was saying before, Google does look at a lot of different directories. Where you are actually being mentioned is really important. And then you've also got like niche specific. So we've done location based, but we're also looking at law business directories. So again, like if you're a law firm, for example, you might go and get listed on justicedirectory.co.uk, and you can get listed on here. Upload your actual business bio, who you are, what you do, your opening times, and again, that will help your business show up in a lot more AI overviews. Now, one thing that's really important when it comes to getting all of these directories and websites mentioning your brand is how consistent you are with your telephone number, with your business name. It needs to be super concise. Now, these guys, they've actually done a reasonably decent job here. This was like literally the first example that I clicked on Yell. However, it could definitely be a little bit better, right? So, for example, their company name is Tomoko Garden Services Limited. However, their Yell business page is Tomoko Garden Design and Services. And then their Facebook page is Tomoko Garden Services. Now, obviously, this company's, they've been around for a long, long time. However, if you're starting from new and if you're going to be taking this seriously, I would be doing everything I possibly can to make certain that everything is matching. So if it's, for example, my company name, my Yell page or my Yell business page should be the same. Same goes with my Instagram, same goes with my Facebook, same goes with all of the other websites that I'm getting mentioned on. Like for example, down here, Trustmark registered, they're actually registered as Tomoko Landscapes Limited, right? Now, the reason why it's worked for these guys is they do have a little bit of a unique name. I would like to doubt that there's a lot of Tomoko Garden Services companies out there. So Google understands that all of these is mentioning Tomoko, right? However, The slight issue you've got with that is, even right now, even as a human myself, I am guessing that this is to do with the same company that we're looking at. And if I'm guessing, you can pretty much guarantee Google's going to get it wrong. So as much as you possibly can, stuff like your business address, if you are in 14 Avenue Street, right, make certain that it's always the same. Don't change it to be ST, for example, in your business directories, because even a slight tweak like that could confuse the AI researchers and how Google displays your company in the AI overviews. So make certain that when you are trying to get as many of these directories and stuff like that, you are making certain that it is mentioning your brand exactly how your brand is registered in Government's House, for example, or how your website is actually, or how your page title on your website is actually displayed as well. So this is a way better set of actual directories, right? So we've got Safri Accountants. Now, these guys, they actually also have a Wikipedia page, so they are pretty well established. But if we were to take a look at all of their actual branding, right? So their website says Safri. Obviously, their Google business profile says Safri. They could change this to like being Safri Accountants if they really wanted to. But by all means, that's totally fine. Their LinkedIn page, so they've claimed their LinkedIn page. They've got their actual Government House page. Then they've got a listing on Accountancy Today, and again, this is just solely talking about Safri. It's not got Safri Ltd or Safri Business Law or nothing like that. It's literally just Safri Accountants. And if we were to keep going down, so as you can see, working at Safri, this is their Glassdoor page, Safri LLP, which is slightly fine because that's what their company's house is called. And as you can see here, their Facebook page is literally just called Safri, and so on and so forth. Even their actual Yelp page is just Safri. It's not got Safri LLT, nothing like that. And it is very, very clean how they've been able to get all of their business directories. They've just been very, very consistent with their actual branding online. So all of their or all of the websites that mention Safri Accountants, it's literally just Safri. And as you can see here, I've just done like a search for their actual business address, and they've been like relatively consistent. The one thing that I could find, and this is like very, very minute, is they've mentioned ST in their actual Google business profile, but in their actual address here, they've mentioned street. And everything else just mentions street. But again, it's so small, that little tweak, that it's not going to make a massive difference. But they are a lot more consistent than the actual gardening company that we were looking at, or the landscaping company that we were looking at before. So one last thing to basically touch on is, if I was going to be doing like a little bit of an audit for this website, or just for any website, what I would literally do is search up my brand. So like I would potentially use something like the actual business address, or actually I don't know why that's disappeared, but like Safri and then the actual business address, and I would get a list of every single citation listed here. Now you can obviously do this using Ahrefs as well by exporting all of your directories, and I would literally just paste it all into a Google sheet, and I would basically be looking at inconsistencies. Is all of my business directories using the exact same business name that I'm using on my website? Okay, if that's a yes, I would tick that off. The next thing I would be looking at is like the street. If my actual street name or my address is being consistent across all of my directories, is that the case? Then yes, I would then tick it off. Then I would be looking at stuff like business hours. I would then be looking at business descriptions as well. So making certain that I am mentioning all of the services that I provide as a company. And then very slowly, you would obviously pinpoint a load of different business directories that would be a no. And I'm going to guarantee no matter how good you are at SEO, you will definitely find inconsistencies that you could definitely improve upon, and that will definitely help when it comes to AI overviews. So that's been my video on AI overviews, how to rank higher in Google AI overviews. Everything that I actually showed you guys today would definitely help you rank higher in other LLMs as well, but this is kind of like the foundations. If you get all of the foundations set up correctly, you're going to be able to thrive in all of the LLMs. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like, and if you want to follow me, the links are down below. If you want to work with me, check out kasra.com, fill in the contact form, and I will be in touch. Thanks for watching.